There are some great RPGs on the horizon. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at all the upcoming Western RPGs in the near future. We can't wait to sink our teeth into these releases. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this video, we're focusing entirely on Western RPGs, as JRPGs have a list of their own. So, no Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sorry. Torchlight Frontiers.
Beyond those walls, there are vicious goblin hordes, ready to make us their next meal.
The first entry in the Torchlight series since 2012, Torchlight Frontiers is set to take the games in a new direction by becoming an MMO. Developer Max Schaefer has said that they wanted to make an MMO in the series for a long time, and they're finally getting the chance. With claims that it'll boast up to 80 hours of linear content as well, there'll certainly be a lot to look forward to. That being said, the decision that this game will also be a free-to-play title understandably has some fans of the original games concerned. So whether or not it can win back those purists remains to be seen.
Free the frontiers!
Wasteland III.
If we are fearless against the evils of the world, we can be everything we were in 1987.
After the classic series was successfully revived in 2014, developer In Exile is looking to keep that positive momentum going strong. Moving the series setting away from deserts and into a snowy mountain range makes for a spectacular environment to explore. Preliminary plot details tell us that you've been enlisted by the Patriarch, leader of a faction of X1 percenters, to go and stop his rebellious children from threatening his control. Wasteland 3 has been in development for years and has been made possible due to the dedication of its fans raising $3 million to crowdfund the project. In Exile definitely has something special in store for us.
Tune in tomorrow, and we're going to talk about the dangers of cannibalism.
Elden Ring.
The Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring.
From Software may have branched out a little with 2019's hugely popular Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, but Elden Ring is putting them firmly back into the fantasy game, with none other than A Song of Ice and Fire author George R.R. Martin working behind the scenes. The collaboration between Martin and Miyazaki is the stuff of dreams, with Martin providing most of the world building and Miyazaki writing the actual story players will experience.
Don't tell me you don't see it.
From Software's Soulsborne games have so far had a near-perfect track record, so Elden Ring is bound to be hit when it releases, though we still don't have a concrete date. Trailers are about as cryptic as you'd expect, having so far showcased tons of fantasy elements as well as some outstanding graphics. Mount & Blade 2, Bannerlord. Since a fully fledged sequel to 2008's Mount & Blade was first announced in 2012, details have been few and far between. Seemingly always on the brink of releasing, players went a long time without hearing anything about Bannerlord. But finally, it's going into early access at some point in early 2020, with a full release hopefully coming soon after. We've already seen some footage from closed betas, and so far it seems like it's everything Mount & Blade fans want. It's going to have huge medieval battles in both the multiplayer and single-player campaign, providing players with a vast open world in which they can do whatever they like, including building up armies and going to war, or even trying your hand at politics. Vampire: The Masquerade, Bloodlines 2.
You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year.
2004's Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines had everything stacked against it. Activision wanted to get it out as quickly as possible and wouldn't let now-defunct studio Troika Games test it properly. The result was a buggy, unfinished game releasing in direct competition with legendary titles like Half-Life 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. In spite of this, fixes from fan mods helped it become a cult hit, and the sequel is finally going to be hitting shelves in 2020.
I'm happy to see you accepted my invitation. All I need you to do is to find a thin blood by the name of Slug.
The setting has been moved from LA to Seattle and preserves the vampire clan feature that adds huge replayability. In October 2019, it was announced that the game was being delayed until later in 2020 in an effort to avoid the same problems that plagued the first installment. Take your time, guys. We totally understand.
Now, I must return to the Chantry, but we shall work together again. That's a promise.
Godfall. The first confirmed launch title for PlayStation 5 will be an action RPG from Counterplay Games and published by Gearbox. Described as a looter slasher, it might not be as big of a departure from Borderlands as it initially seems.
On your feet, old blood. Not dead. Yet.
We couldn't gather too much from the trailer, but the Hydra-like monster at the end is definitely cool, and hopefully something we'll actually be able to hack to pieces in the main game. Granted, we are a bit concerned about this being yet another loot-based co-op adventure game, but you never know. It could still end up being a nice surprise.
1,000-year war, just to start the apocalypse.
Diablo IV. The disastrous announcement of Diablo Immortal at BlizzCon 2018 was just one of many disappointments Blizzard has made as of late. But in late 2019, Blizzard announced there would finally be a new mainline Diablo game, and it's shaping up to be more like the highly beloved Diablo II, getting fans around the world excited for its release. A gory and gothic return to form, you'll be able to play as all standard classes, Barbarian, Druid, and Sorceress, along with deeper character customization as you take on Mephisto's daughter Lilith. We don't yet have a release date, but current estimates suggest it won't be dropping until 2021 at the earliest. Dying Light 2. This is my game. The original Dying Light was an unusual combo of different genres and styles. A first-person platformer set in a zombie-infested city that, against all odds, worked. The sequel is adding even more varied gameplay elements and is fully in the realms of an RPG, potentially due to the fact that Chris Avellone of Fallout New Vegas and KOTOR was revealed to be part of the team.
Leave me alone!
Take me to the castle.
Are you nuts?
Just drive.
Still set in a decrepit hostile city, Dying Light 2's key selling point is that it will give players widely branching narratives that involve making difficult moral choices and dealing with the consequences of their actions. Coming out in spring of 2020, it might be even more fun than the original.
Because when darkness comes, I might be gone.
Baldurs Gate 3. Like so many other upcoming games, Baldur's Gate 3 is an attempt to revitalize a series that hasn't seen an update in a long time, and so far it's firing on all cylinders. The June Stadia Connect treated us to an incredibly gruesome announcement teaser showing a mercenary undergoing seromorphosis and transforming into a mind flayer. While it will certainly be taking its cues from D&D, Baldur's Gate 3 isn't being developed by BioWare. Instead, Larian Studios is taking the helm in a move that's caused the next Divinity game to be put on hold indefinitely. But when this means Baldur's Gate will get even more TLC, we really can't complain. Cyberpunk 2077.
We're rich! Oh, we are going to the major leagues, Jackie! Jack?
Ever since The Witcher wrapped up back in 2015, all eyes have been on CD Projekt Red to see what they're going to do next, and what they're doing is adapting the classic tabletop RPG Cyberpunk 2020 for consoles and computers. Players take on the role of V, who's so extensively customizable you can even choose what pronouns they go by along with their entire appearance. As V, you'll be exploring Night City, a sprawling metropolis managed by corporations and overrun with crime. In typical cyberpunk fashion, you'll be able to upgrade your abilities through various implants and modifications. And of course, Keanu Reeves is going to be making a breathtaking appearance.
We have a city to burn.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.